Meet the 12 disciples of Jesus, ordinary men who became extraordinary followers of Christ. Peter, the impulsive fisherman, became the rock of the early church. Andrew, Peter's brother, brought others to Jesus, including his own brother. James and John, the ambitious fishermen, became pillars of the early church. Philip, the seeker, brought others to Jesus, including Nathanael and the Greeks. Nathanael, the skeptic, became a devoted follower of Jesus. Thomas, the doubter, became a courageous missionary, spreading the gospel in India. Matthew, the tax collector, became a devoted follower of Jesus, writing the Gospel of Matthew. James, the brother of Jesus, became a leader in the early church and a martyr for the faith. Simon, the patriot, brought his passion for God to the early church. Judas, the betrayer, serves as a warning against greed and ambition. Judas, the loyal, remained devoted to Jesus, even in the face of persecution. Matthias, the replacement, joined the early church and continued the work of the disciples. Join us next time for more stories from the Bible. Hey everyone! Have you ever wondered what happened to Jesus' 12 disciples after the ascension? The Bible gives us glimpses, but history and tradition tell an incredible story of faith, courage, and sacrifice. These weren't superheroes. They were ordinary men tasked with an extraordinary mission to spread the message of Jesus to the ends of the earth. So, let's dive into the amazing and often dangerous journeys of the apostles. First, let's talk about Peter. We know him as the rock, the leader. After Pentecost, he preached boldly in Jerusalem, performing miracles like healing a man who couldn't walk. His journey took him through Judea, Samaria, and eventually to Rome. Tradition holds that he faced intense persecution there and, feeling unworthy to die in the same manner as Jesus, was crucified upside down. His leadership was foundation for the early church in the heart of the Roman Empire. Then there's Andrew, Peter's brother. He was one of the first to follow Jesus. His mission field was vast and rugged. He traveled north, through regions we now know as Turkey and into Scythia, which is modern-day Ukraine and southern Russia. He faced harsh conditions and resistant audiences, but he established churches along the Black Sea coast. Tradition says his journey ended in Greece, where he was martyred on an X-shaped cross, which has since become known as St. Andrew's Cross. And what about John, the beloved disciple? He was the only one of the 12 who wasn't martyred, living to an old age. He led the church in Ephesus, a major city in the Roman Empire. He wrote the Gospel of John, 3 letters, and the Book of Revelation while exiled on the island of Patmos. His writings profoundly shaped Christian theology, focusing on love, light, and the divine nature of Jesus. He was a pastor, a theologian, and a prophet, guiding the early church through turbulent times. Now, let's travel east with Thomas, often called Doubting Thomas. His journey of faith took him further than almost any other apostle. He is believed to have traveled all the way to India. Imagine the journey. In the 1st century, he established one of the oldest Christian communities in the world, the St. Thomas Christians in Kerala. He performed miracles and won many converts, but he also faced fierce opposition. According to tradition, he was martyred by a spear near modern-day Chennai, leaving a legacy that still thrives in India today. Each of the other apostles has a powerful story too. James, the brother of John, was the first apostle to be martyred, executed in Jerusalem. Matthew, the tax collector, is said to have preached in Persia and Ethiopia. Bartholomew traveled to Armenia, becoming its patron saint. Jude, also known as Thaddeus, preached in Mesopotamia. Simon the Zealot and Philip also traveled far and wide, spreading the gospel in places like North Africa and Asia Minor. Their individual stories are different, but a common thread runs through them all: unwavering conviction. They faced imprisonment, beatings, shipwrecks, and ultimately, for most, a martyr's death. They didn't have power or wealth. They had a message that transformed them, and through them, it transformed the world. From the bustling streets of Rome to the remote coasts of India, these 12 men laid the foundation for a global faith. Their legacy isn't just in the churches they planted, but in the courage they inspire in believers even now, 2,000 years later. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history and faith. See you next time.